2018 Toyota Tacoma Review. The Adventure 2018 Toyota Tacoma is usually a mid-size vehicle with baked-in off-road capability. If excellent utility and off-road ability are priorities for your upcoming vehicle, the 2018 Toyota Tacoma really should be high in your list. The enlightening available configurations means there's likely a Tacoma which fits your needs, and many of them produce an impressive penetration of trail-busting capability. Alongside those specialized off-road Tacomas making use of their knobby tires, upgraded suspension and off-road driving aids, you will discover street-oriented versions with the Tacoma, too. Notably, even more luxurious trim levels share their siblings' lifted stance. It creates an increased steep in height along with a slightly unusual seating position. Almost all means every Tacoma are at least a bit adventure-watchy. The Tacoma has some notable competition. The Honda Ridgeline lacks the Tacoma's rugged look, but it really offers all of the practicality of your pickup plus innovative storage options, and even more car-like ride quality plus a roomier interior. There's also the Chevrolet Colorado, which appears like a slightly scaled-down Chevy Silverado full-size truck in many respects and has now a superior engine lineup. Overall, though, we believe the Tacoma hits the location for what most mid-size pickup buyers are seeking for. Notably, we picked the 2018 Toyota Tacoma as one of best mid-size trucks due to this year. What's new? For 2018, all Tacomas gain Toyota Safety Sense P. This suite of security features includes forward collision warning with automatic emergency braking, lane departure alert, automatic high beams, and adaptive cruise control. The rest with the Tacoma is unchanged, though Toyota has discontinued the 5-speed manual transmission with the 4-cylinder engine. If we were putting down each of our money for the off-road capable small truck, we'd opt for your Trd Off-Road V6 4WD. It provides a remarkable amount of capability without worrying about sticker shock. The cabin comes with enough creature comforts: heated seats, a 7-inch touch screen, wireless smartphone charging, blind spot monitoring with rear cross-traffic alert, and also a sunroof, so it will be an acceptable companion for just a daily commute. Trim levels and features. The Tacoma can be purchased in 6 trim levels. The entry-level SR could be the work truck on the bunch, with all the value-oriented SR5 offering more equipment plus more choices. Next up would be the very popular and well-equipped Trd Sport and Trd Off-Road variants. The two is the same on the inside, but hardware differences increase the risk for Trd Off-Road more capable once the going gets rocky. The more street-oriented Limited was previously the top dog, but that honor now has become the Trd Pro, an extremely capable and fully equipped off-road machine. Bare bones isn't quite the way to describe the low-dollar SR, essentially the most modestly equipped Tacoma from the lot. Even so, it might be hid by having an extended cab that has a 6.1-foot bed or possibly a crew cab having a 5-foot bed, and you'll choose between two-wheel drive or part-time 4-wheel drive which has a low-range transfer case. Its 2.7-litre 4-cylinder engine with 159 horsepower is paired to some 6-speed automatic transmission. For 2018, all trim levels such as the SR gain forward collision warning with automatic emergency braking, lane departure alert, automatic high beams, and adaptive cruise control as standard equipment. The SR is most easily identified by its stark grille and 16-inch steel wheels. But even this basic Tacoma comes which has a sliding rear window, a tricky composite bed that has to have no bedliner, a movable cleat tie-down system, and also a backup camera fitted from the tailgate release handle. Inside, the 4-way adjustable cloth seats have driver's side lumbar adjustment, along with the steering wheel tilts, telescopes, and it has control buttons that work together with a basic in-tune stereo that helps Bluetooth and contains a USB interface. For most buyers, the SR5 could be the better deal. In addition, on the previous configurations mentioned, also you can get a long wheelbase version that pairs the crew cab while using 6.1 foot bed. Outwardly, the SR5 gains a chrome rear bumper and also a flash of chrome on its charcoal-colored grille. It's got fog lights set into its front bumper, and also the 16-inch steel wheels could be upgraded to alloys. Remote keyless entry becomes standard, its tires covered with leather, as well as the sliding rear window uses privacy glass. There's a 4.2-inch information screen between your gauges, as well as the enhanced in-tune speakers supports satellite radio, smartphone-enabled navigation through Scout GPS app, and Siri Eyes free voice control. Next up may be the Trd Sport. It is offered within the same cab and bed configurations because SR5, nevertheless it replaces the 4-cylinder engine using a 278 horsepower 3.5-litre V6. All rear-wheel drive versions makes use of the 6-speed automatic, but 4-wheel drive buyers can choose from the automatic along with a performance-oriented 6-speed manual. It incorporates 17-inch alloy wheels, body-colored fender flares and rear bumper, turn signals from the mirror housings and, everyone's favorite, a hood scoop. There's a 400-watt power outlet from the bed, along with the crew cab's sliding rear window is power actuated. Automatic transmission-equipped trucks gain smart entry and push-button start, and many types of Trd Sports have the jump to full navigation using the in-tune premium speaker 7-inch touchscreen. The Trd Off-Road affords the same configuration and engine options as being the Trd Sport, and it is truck bed and interior and audio trimmings are the same. Visual differences such as a chrome rear bumper, textured black fender flares as well as the absence on the Sport's hood scoop. Off-road performance changes loom large with this trim, and these include knobby all-terrain tires on 16-inch alloy wheels, the deletion on the front air dam, extra skid plates, a lockable rear differential, Bilstein monotube shocks, plus an advanced off-road traction control system with multiple terrain settings and crawl control. Both the Trd Sport and Trd Off-Road crew cab models is usually upgraded having a few option packages. Feature highlights will include a sunroof, parking sensors, blind spot monitoring with rear cross-traffic alert, dual-zone automatic climate control, heated seats, leather upholstery, and also a JBL speaker upgrade along with a subwoofer. It's worth noting that the stereo upgrade isn't available on models using the manual transmission. The Limited may be the most civilized version in the Tacoma. It is only offered as being a V6 powered crew cab using the short bed in a choice of 2 or 4-wheel drive. It has body-colored flares and rear bumper, and yes, it rolls on 18-inch wheels with lower profile tires. It lacks the Trd Off-Road's specialized off-road upgrades, which is instead upgraded with just about all with the off-road and sports optional features as standard equipment. The Trd Pro is sold only as being a crew cab having a short bed, also it comes only in 4-wheel drive. The V6 engine is standard, nevertheless, you can select from the manual along with the automatic transmission. It's equipped being a loaded-up Trd Off-Road but sets itself apart with special styling details, including a black throwback grille with Toyota spelled outside in capital letters. Most notably, they have special Fox internal bypass shocks giving it more off-road capability as well, like a tougher stance that's an inch broader plus an inch taller. Trim tested. Each vehicle typically will come in multiple versions which can be fundamentally similar. The S with this review provide our full test on a 2016 Toyota Tacoma Trd Off-Road Crew Cab 3.5 litres V6, 6-speed automatic, 4WD. Note: Since this test was conducted, the actual Toyota Tacoma has brought some minor equipment revisions. Our findings are broadly applicable to the present year's Toyota Tacoma, however. Driving. The Tacoma steers and handles with quiet confidence on the streets, though the V6 engine as well as its automatic transmission don't always respond quickly to inputs. All 4WD Tacomas make use of Toyota's off-road design emphasis, though the Trd off-road is specially capable once the pavement ends. Acceleration. The 3.5-litre V6 is superior to the 4-cylinder, however it is otherwise unremarkable. Our test track accelerated to 60 miles per hour in 8.1 seconds, which can be adequate because of its intended mission although not class-leading. Low power is unimpressive. Braking. Dependable stops are straight and true. At Bannock the Tacoma will minimize from 60 miles per hour in 124 feet, that's good taking into consideration the soft off-road tires. But in typical driving, the brakes tend toward touchy and over-eager, rendering it hard to execute smooth stops. Steering. The Tacoma's steering always discovers as predictable and reassuring, with smooth and progressive effort since you guide it through corners. And it feels steady and connected when cruising straight, too. The chunky leather-wrapped tire feels solid up to you. Handling. Body roll is gradual and restrained, along with the Tacoma imparts an excellent sense of overall competence and coordination within the sorts of winding roads you inevitably must traverse within the way on a campground, ski lodge or trailhead. It feels equally secure and sure-footed out within the trail, too. Driveability. The 6-speed automatic shifts smoothly, but fuel efficiency-based programming causes it to become reluctant to downshift. There is an ECT power button that alters the shift points for much more immediate response, nevertheless it must be reselected each and every time you restart the 18-wheeler. A 6-speed manual is accessible. Comfort. The Tacoma comes with agreeable ride quality, as well as the seats are accommodating. But the high floor can make all drivers wish for further adjustability. Seat comfort. The seats feel safe and supportive despite the fact that their adjustments are usually simple. Very tall drivers might wish for further thigh support because with the unusual driving position. Ride comfort. The ride is notably smoother and much less busy in comparison to past Tacomas. Bilstein shocks and tall sidewalls from the 16-inch tires are good at filtering out small road flaws, better in many circumstances as opposed to Limited's 18-inch tires. Still, any blindfolded passenger knows this can be a pickup. Noise and vibration. The cabin is average for wind and road noise at highway speeds. Mechanical engine noise is nicely muted. It's not hushed being a sedan, but it really is nevertheless a pleasing place to pass the miles. Climate control. The standard product is very straightforward to operate, with prominent controls which need no explanation. The airflow is a useful one through the nice size vents. An automatic climate control system can be acquired as an option. Interior. The interior is nicely spelled out, with easily understood and effective controls. The cabin has an abundance of space beforehand, but tall folks might disagree. The biggest shortcomings will be the relatively tall step up to the cab along with an odd driving position. Ease beneficial. All switchgear is exceptionally simple to reach, understand and rehearse, and this includes the automatic climate control, the 4WD selector switch, the crawl control system as well as the multi-terrain selector. Getting and jetting out. The Tacoma is a top cabin floor that's an outgrowth of the off-road design philosophy, which demands generous ground clearance. This makes steeping notably higher compared with trucks such because Colorado and Ridgeline. Driving position. The Tacoma's high floor generates a legs-out driving posture that's similar to being in a motor vehicle than you'd expect. Taller drivers have a tendency to notice this since the telescoping leader doesn't have enough adjustment range, forcing the crooks to scoot closer with knees bent a lot more than they would otherwise. Roominess. There's a good amount of personal space inside Tacoma, even so the front headroom isn't generous. You've got to get taller than average to remember, of course. If that will be the case, you may want to think twice about that sunroof. The crew cab's back seat is not as roomy as rivals. Visibility. There's a transparent view outside in all directions, and also the high seating position causes it to be easy to distinguish the front corners. The crew cab's rear windows are large, and also the mirrors are a superb size. The standard backup camera is often a further plus. Quality. The attractive interior features solid materials and construction. Numerous strips off-road neglected to reveal any squeaks or rattles. Utility. The Tacoma's composite bed has lots of smart cargo management features, then there is a decent variety of places for components of and around the cab. Its tow isn't quite class-leading, nonetheless it isn't distant the mark. Child seat fitment within the crew cab favors forward-facing seats and boosters. Small item storage. 4 cup holders reside between front seats, and so they can also hold small items. The shelf ahead of those is meant for phones, and in certain gyms it is a wireless charging pad. Glove box, center console box and door pockets are decent size. The rear seat backs fold toward reveal concealed bins. Cargo space. The crew cab's rear seats fold to produce a flat platform which could hold more cargo than the usual Colorado. Standard composite bed needs no bed liner and possesses rails with movable tie-down cleats, a local store, LED lighting and storage bins. Removable tailgate is damped in order that it won't slam when dropped open. Child safety seat accommodation. The crew cab has 2 pairs of latch lower anchors and also a trio of upper tethers. The former are assessed involving the cushions, as well as the latter should be accessed by folding a corner seat back forward, which is often a bit of a pain. Bulky rear-facing seats force the related front seat to get slid forward. Technology. We generally much like the touchscreen head unit because it's got large virtual buttons and employs knobs for volume and tuning chores. Supports smartphones having a proprietary Tune app instead in the more universal Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Lags behind Honda Ridgeline in advanced driver aids. Audio and navigation. The touchscreen audio and navigation technique is easier to make use of than many competing systems because they have simple volume and tune knobs, though they are often larger. The graphics to understand, and then there isn't much glare. Sound quality is respectable in the bass subwoofer. Smartphone integration. Bluetooth pairing is not hard. Nevertheless, the US-based smartphone interface requires that you install the Intune app on your own phone to work with some features. But the app is clunky to make use of and locks the product for other purposes, whether or not it's the passenger's phone. The cabin contains only one USB jack. Voice control. Models equipped while using touchscreen sound systems such as Trd off-road include navigation, phone and audio voice controls which do a reasonable job. Those that has a pet Apple iPhone can press and support the voice button longer to activate certain commands while using more sophisticated Siri interface.